Welcome back to No Cap. What's happening? Abbas, you're back. How are you, man?
Yeah, not bad, mate. How are you?
Good, man. What's been happening, bro? Where were ya?
COVID. Yeah.
Seriously?
Nah. Got sick, got tested. All good. Good to go.
Good to hear, man. And hey, mate, nothing's changed. Penrith. Let's say it again.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Still going strong, but obviously big outs this week. We'll discuss later. Biggest news of the week, Seabold. Thank God he's gone. It's confirmed he's out. He had 2 weeks off, and they didn't discuss it too. He had 2 days to come back. I'm just very confused about why. Their process at the Broncos, that proved to me there's something wrong there. There's something wrong there with the board. Who waits 2 weeks for the guy who's gone from COVID and then 2 days before he's meant to come back? Do you want to discuss whether you're going to go or not?
I think they, after the media circus around
That whole thing.
I think they kind of didn't want to jump to too many conclusions straight away and address everything straight away. I don't think. What was the payout? 1 mil?
Accepted a settlement, something like that, 1 mil, maybe a little bit more. I think he got a little bit more from that.
Do you reckon he'll coach again in the next 5 years?
No, I don't think so. I think his reputation's tarnished for a bit. I think how you bring the biggest club in Australia maybe to its knees, one of the worst performing clubs in Australia right now, how you bring it from that peak to its fall. I've never seen it before. I don't think anyone's ever seen something like that.
Well, not only that, they had a good lineup too. And
they weren't bad, yeah. It wasn't like it was Bulldogs.
Well,
it wasn't like
didn't they win the first 2 rounds before COVID?
They did.
So they were looking good, and then it's like you just lost his marbles, eh?
Isn't that his job, if the rules change, for him to make sure his teams adapt?
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no way that you can, once rules, like, you've got to give them a little buffing period, right, of like 2, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to adapt. But how long has it been now? 10 rounds?
10 rounds.
10 rounds and they still haven't adapted. So
more, 12.
I feel like, do we know who's coming in effective immediately?
Yeah, so obviously the names, effective immediately is probably the assistant coach. But for the coming year, obviously the typical names, Paul Green, who got sacked, he's up for it. Kevin Walters, I think he's the favourite to take the job. I don't know if he's qualified. I mean, he's done all right with Queensland, I think he's like the favourite just to make the fans happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if I like both of those. Like for the Broncos, who need to have a good season next year, especially for their fans. I don't know if I like those 2 options. Kevin Walters, I mean, Queensland's always going to be a competing team, especially after the last 15 years that they've been playing. So they've still got that experience in that squad. They still know how to win. So even though they're not winning now, it's not that hard to get them playing well. Coming into a team that's, the roster is down, the playing morale is down. You got trouble in the locker room too. With all the stuff that's going on with Pangai Jr. and all that.
Yeah, and he's what he's done. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna be very hard for a coach that, other than Queensland, has he really coached anyone, Kevin Walters?
He was assistant coach with the Melbourne Storm for a bit. So he's learned under Bellamy at least. He's got some pedigree there. I think, like I said, I think he's going to be the fan favourite. Like, I think to bring, happiness back to the club at least, a bit of positivity.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to complicate it too much. I think he's going to bring it back to the basics for them. They're going to be way better next year, I think, than this year. This year's like once in a lifetime for them, honestly. You would never ever you'd never think the Broncos would be at this point as a club.
Everyone goes through these points at some point. You always get those wooden spoon years.
With a weak club, but not with a strong club, with a one city team. They've got all the junior bases covered around there. They've got everyone to pick from. All the sponsors. You'd never see something like that. I know what you're saying with a normal Sydney club. I think, that's obviously going to happen. But with a team like that turns over 50 to 100 million a year, they've got all the resources, the best resources in the game, best probably in Australia. It's up there in the world as well.
Yeah,
that's unheard of, man.
Yeah, look, they're underachieving. It's probably the best you can say. Seabolt had to go. I think Broncos got let off with just having... I'm guessing the max they probably would have given him was 1.2, 1.25.
Yeah. Well, people are saying, why did he even leave? Why didn't he just stay and take the $3 million that he was owed still and just keep coaching? But
that would have just tarnished his career even more.
Like he would never coach again, right?
Yeah, if he stayed there for 3 seasons and it did not get any better, like it was,
but it was threats from stakeholders, private stakeholders. Like a private stakeholder came out and said, it's like having a cancer. He called him a cancer. It's like having a cancer, and you know, if you leave it for too long, it's gonna end the club pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so when it comes to money,
somebody a cancer isn't obviously the right way to go about it. But
no, that's
understand.
Too much. Like I mean, I know Seabold's man hasn't been great, but that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, but I understand what he means, as in, you know, if he doesn't improve, if he didn't improve, then the club was obviously going to get into real big trouble.
Monetarily, I think, as well. Because people are going to pull out.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you've seen that with clubs like, you know, Canterbury and, you know, Titans even. You know, after a few seasons of not performing well, fans just don't have the energy to... I mean, it's not...
Sponsors, everyone.
It's not an easy thing to go out every single week, go out to away games, home games, supporting your club and just seeing them get destroyed every single week. And
no improvement.
Like they're not playing for the jersey. They're not playing for anything.
Nothing.
So I think they needed to get rid of him. I think it was also wise on his end to get to, you know,
cop it.
Yeah, because right now he's got to do damage control. Right now he's got to stay away from the game for a bit. Probably take up an assistant coach in about a year or two. And then slowly crawl back his way into the head coach role right now, because I don't see, if anyone was to sign him as a head coach right now, that'll just be a very silly move, I think, at this point.
Nah, I don't think it's a chance. There's a lot of good assistant coaches out there that are going to probably
Who needs coaches right now? Who needs, other than...
You've got St. George, you've got Cowboys, but you've got people like Todd Payton. You know, he's doing pretty well with the Warriors. Anthony Griffin, he did all right with the Panthers back then. Paul Green, like I said, Kev Walters. There's a lot of coaches.
I reckon Cowboys might give him a shot.
Seabold? Not now.
I mean, what have they got to lose? If they give him a 1-season contract, see how he goes?
No, I doubt it. Based on what he's done, because this was his whole setup, right? This was his doing.
They could sell it to him as redemption. Be like, look, mate, your stock has gone down very low. We'll give you 400,000, 500,000 for 1 season. See how you go.
I could see it as an assistant coach going back there and doing that, but I don't think straight away head coach.
Who's he going to assistant to? Who's going to
be the coach? I'm hearing Todd Payton might be coach there.
So he's going to be assistant to Todd Payton. I think he's got too much of an ego to go assistant.
To be assistant. Well, he was assistant to Trent Barrett once.
Who's Seabold?
Back at Manly, 1 year.
Was they at Manly?
He was at Manly, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they had the worst defensive record. He left and they made the finals. Speaking of Tevita Pangai, what do you think the Broncos should do? Should they bring him back? I mean, he's kind of ratted them out a bit as well with the third-party deals.
How old is he?
24, I think. He's young.
The thing is with Pangai Jr., as much as how great of a play, like, you know, he could change the game. But I don't know if he's matured enough. You know, you can see even in his game, you can see there's times that he does stuff that you could just see he's just trying to be like a menace kind of thing. And I guess some teams like that, you know. I mean, Michael Ennis made a career out of that. But as long as it stays on the field and he's doing like stuff like that on the field and he's not, you know, causing trouble on the outside. I personally, if I was the CEO of Broncos, I'd keep him. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to tell him to leave and then some other club's going to pick him up? I've never been a fan of that. If a player hasn't done anything that's going to get him deregistered from NRL, then I don't think there's ever a reason for you to sack him. It's like, for example, not a couple of years ago, it's been a long time now, but Todd Carney.
Yeah.
Right? Canberra showed him the back door, and then Roosters said, we'll pick you up, win a grand final with them. And it's just like, are you that proud that you're going to sack somebody for him making mistakes?
Well, he's done it to himself.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's
a bit different in this case, but I know what you mean.
Like, fine him. Do something. Like, just use disciplinary actions. You don't need to get rid of him and give him to another team that's going to benefit from him, especially a rival team. Like, he'll probably go play with Tamalolo Cowboys.
Yeah, look, you would know 100% if they got rid of him, they committed to this, they'll regret it for a long time.
100%.
You know, and like especially the fact they lost Fafita, he's another young gun to lose. The two best young guns you got. Yeah, it's stupid. That's why Darren Lockyer reached out to him and said, "Relax, he's gonna fight for him." There's a reason for it.
Because I mean, like you can't just say I'm gonna get rid of this person because at this point of his career he's a nuisance. He's young.
Yeah.
He's gonna make mistakes. Sometimes that's the things that you got to take with NRL players, that they're gonna make mistakes. It's your job as a club to be like, all right, we know you've made the mistake. Let's try not to make it happen again. You know, let's try to fix it. Let's try to resolve issues. And you just got to get him down, sitting with his agent, and just letting him know, like, this is, you know, him going out in outside of the bubble and going out to his mate's barbershop and all that. I know that should be something that they should be doing, but it's something that they agreed before they started the NRL. And if he's just going to be doing that every week, and then he has to be in isolation for 14 days every couple of weeks, then he's not really making his money. You know, fine him, stop payments for him, do something like that. You know?
Like you said, he's done nothing that warranted getting sacked, and he's going to take legal action, and it's not going to be good for the Broncos anyway if they go down that route. The thing is, I'll compare him a bit to like an Andrew Fafita. Andrew Fafita, similar kind of attitude there. You know what I mean? He's a bit of a troublemaker, bit of a loony. I'll be honest with you, but he's a game changer. There's no doubt he's a game changer. 100%. He can win you a game, an important game. If it needed to happen, you know, he'll switch on like that. Yep. The grand final, Origin games, he's done it before. That's what Pangai is. Pangai is very similar to that. If he just eradicates that suspension stuff as well, bro, he's a gun. You can't lose a gun.
Anyone that denies that is kidding themselves.
Nah, it's just haters. Let's move on. I'm getting sick of players. All right, don't laugh. Yeah. Why are you laughing for?
I'm not.
I'm getting sick of players that take dives.
Look at the camera. Talk to him.
You players, brother. I know you talk. I'm like, hey, Nathan Brown. I'm looking at you, brother. He's gonna get me.
We like you, Nathan. It's all right.
No, but mate, there are players that are honestly exploiting some. I know they're really crap tackles, the crusher tackles. But there's some players that are exploiting it. Like Mike Acevo getting crushed by Cooper Johns. Get the hell out of my face.
Look.
Get the hell out of my face. That was nothing, man.
But this is nothing new. Like, I mean, every single NRL team, this is the one thing that NRL has, right? Is that every year rules change, and every year NRL teams try to find ways to manipulate their way to get a penalty, or manipulate their way to think. It's probably the only sport that I know that does that so frequently, right?
Look, it's the only sport that I know that people can do it and they can get away with it. And that's what I hate.
Well, that's the thing. Like, now, crusher tackles are something that is always going to be in the game. You can't take that out of the game.
No, but of course not. But
because it's just positioning. Like, when a player goes to the ground, you see
if you're back into the tackle.
Yeah. Most of the time, like a lot of the crushes that I saw over the weekend were not intentional. It's not like the guy, as soon as the guy realised that he was in a crusher position, you see him release.
But there's some players that, all right, they do it, and you can tell they've done it, yeah, and it's a penalty. There are some players, the smallest guy does it to the biggest guy, and he stays down, gets the penalty, he's jumped back up, he's ready to go again. Bro, that's a sin bin. That's a bloody sin bin. If you do that, if you take a dive and do that, jump right back when you get the penalty, you should be gone for 10.
What if he was hurt for like...
For 10 seconds, yeah? Get the hell out of my face, bro.
Something, yeah.
Mate, I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of that crap.
But, you know...
You don't think players should get sin bin for that?
Well, look, if it was one team doing it, I'd say it's pretty dirt.
It is. Parramatta. Of course it is. It's Parramatta Eels, man.
Every team does it.
It's the Parramatta Eels.
Every team. There's only certain players in the league that don't stay down for penalties. Like a handful. Like maybe like Jake Trbojevic is probably one that doesn't stay down and tackle to get a penalty and then hop right back up.
But listen, if you're going to fake it, do it properly. Stay down for like 5 minutes.
Nah. What for? You got the penalty.
Stay down for a bit. Make it realistic. Why are you coming back up? You should be sent off for bad acting, for some bad acting straight out.
Just 5 in the bin for bad acting?
10. Sent off.
Just sent the whole...
Sent off.
3 match ban.
4 weeks. 5 weeks. I don't care, man. Get rid of him.
What if it was a good act? What if it was good acting?
Good on him. He got away with it. He
Yeah.
fooled us all.
HIA?
He fooled us all. Come on, man. I mean, don't you get red carded if you dive in soccer?
Yellow carded, but that's different. So like in soccer, as long as there's contact, it's not a dive. You're gonna lead me right into that, and then you're gonna laugh at me, huh?
Nah, mate. I don't know. It was a certain team,
Let's just
certain player.
For the record, I did not bring the soccer aspect into this. That was all my
Liverpool.
my host.
Mane.
Champions.
Mane, man. Yeah.
What is this? The EPL podcast?
No, I'm just saying Mane. I just said his name.
Okay. Well, is he lining up on the wing for Penrith this week?
He might line up on the wing for Melbourne next year. Let's go straight to the games this weekend. Round 16. This is crucial now. Now you probably know that 8, but 8's pretty much set. Would you agree?
Pretty much.
I don't think Manly or Tigers got a chance.
Might be slight chances. Tigers looking comfortable in their 9th position.
Their usual spot.
Yeah.
The Warriors, the Seagulls. I don't know.
How good does it look by looking at Penrith with a 3-point buffer? Huh?
Mate, they've done well. But like I said, we're going to speak about them. This match, look, it could be match of the round, Eels Rabbitohs.
Nah.
It could be, I'm saying, but it's not. But it's a big game. It's a big game. Rabbitohs coming off a massive win.
What? It could be a big game because Parramatta don't perform well against teams that they don't need to perform well against, right? So it could be a close one, but I think Parramatta win.
I'll be honest with you. Looking at Para, they have been playing attacking, defensively good. Attacking wise, they're terrible. They've been. I blame the rain the week before. Then last week against the Storm team, I said if they versus Storm, they had 6-7 starters out.
What was the penalty count?
8-1. 8-1 to Para. But like the thing is, you have all the run. You have all the penalties. Everything's going for you, and you only put 2 tries. Come on.
But I told you.
You expect a bit of a belting there from Parramatta.
This is something that Parramatta has lost over the last month or two. They have lost the aspect of putting away teams, especially teams that they're better than.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean? Penrith lacked that at the start of the season. Penrith were always in a contest throughout the whole game. Now they're starting to get a bit more comfortable and they're starting to get that lead. And
yeah, they're never in doubt. It's never in doubt with Penrith.
Recently, they haven't been in doubt. Recently, for Parramatta, they'll verse a team like Cronulla, who they should be beating, but they'll only just get ahead. They'll just do enough to get ahead. But then they'll verse Melbourne the week after and win 14-0, even though they should have won more because of all the possession and the penalty counts that they had. And all those dodgy calls that went against probably Melbourne. I saw a few. What about that complete knock on?
A full knock on.
And the ref called a penalty. Like, how did a penalty for offside? How did the offside affect that knock on?
Again, I have no clue.
It's like throwing a pass out of dummy half and it going forward, which it was out of dummy half, by the way. It going forward and then penalising the 10 metres. It's like, but that had nothing to do with, like, it didn't affect it.
That's a Bank West, bro. It's all bullcrap. It's all BS, bro. It's all we're talking about. It's all cap there, bro. All cap.
All cap, huh?
But the thing is with Parramatta, like I said, they got to be better, man. And especially now against a team that came off a 56-16 victory over Manly. Albeit they were depleted, but man, that was that's what I'm talking about. Versus a depleted team like that, you got to put a score on them like that. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. But so you still got Eels?
Yeah, like I said, man, they're not impressive, but they're doing enough.
I think Rabbitohs will beat them.
Well,
I think they can.
I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
I think they're in form. They're doing pretty well. They'd have to, but as well for their sake as well, going into the finals. Friday 6 p.m. Dragons Titans. Ash Taylor comes back for the Titans. Jackson Ford comes back for the Dragons. It's a bit of a non-contest here, eh? Like, not much to say here with the Dragons.
Who are you tipping? You just said it's a non-contest, so who are you picking?
As in the contest itself is just like...
no one cares.
Like,
yeah.
it's a...
I mean, finally they picked the game at 6 o'clock on Friday that no one cares about. I can't believe Penrith got 2 weeks in a row at 6 o'clock. Team coming first.
Brother, it's just fueling the fire, brother. Fueling the fire for the premiership.
Most of their fans are still coming home from work.
It's stupid. I'll go Dragons. I was going to say Titans. I'll go Dragons.
Yeah, I'll probably go Dragons too.
Friday night, interesting game.
It's ridiculous how much the Broncos get Friday night games, eh?
Brisbane, man.
Friday and Saturday night games. I'm sick of watching terrible teams play on Friday night and Saturday night.
Yeah, but they might perform this week. I
Last
don't know.
week, the top 4 played on Thursday and Friday night, all of it. You know how bad the rest of the weekend was?
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just wanted Monday to come.
I can't disagree with you there. I mean, Broncos, they should be playing Wednesday nights, the way they've been
It
going.
should just be a bye for every team.
Roosters, Broncos at the SCG. Boyd Cordner finally comes back. Daniel Tupou comes back. Brisbane, Anthony Milford's out. Isaac Luke is out. Well, any shocker here? You going to pick an upset
No. Didn't you tip against Roosters last week?
with the Tigers?
Yeah.
I didn't tip. I
No,
forgot
on
to
the-
tip.
Oh, you didn't? No, it was the week before that because I wasn't here last week. It was the week before that against Melbourne, and I tipped Melbourne.
Oh, I tipped the Roosters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tipped the Roosters. But I'm tipping the Roosters again.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd be a lunatic not to.
Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Warriors Knights. Warriors on a bit of a good run. Halfback Chanel Harris-Tavita comes back for the Warriors, and Blake Green, he's out for the season.
So Newcastle are losing, man. What did he do?
ACL, I think he's done.
It's
Not
okay.
Knights were horrible last week. I mean, straight out, like against another team that's got potential against a really out of form bad team, and they couldn't put them away. It's just frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I don't know about the Knights. I thought they weren't pretenders at around round 8.
I thought they turned the corner against Tigers. I said, bro, they put 40 points on them. I'm like, okay, they're back a bit here. Like, they got a bit of confidence again. And then they went to toilet last week. I don't know.
Yeah, they're a hit and miss.
I think Warriors are a chance here.
Yeah, I'll give Warriors a chance too.
You go Warriors.
I'll go Knights.
You said you're going to give them a chance.
I'll give them a chance, but I
That
didn't
was
say-
quick.
Yeah.
That's quick. Sharks, Cowboys, 5:30. Oh, Sean Johnson comes back. Matt Moylan is out. Nakora is in. Valentine Holmes comes back to the wing. And Jason Taumalolo's out. Sharks, right? Surely.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, Jesus. These teams are just so inconsistent. Oh, yeah, you probably have to go Sharks. Just because, where's that? Net Strata, Jubilee
Cogra.
Stadium.
Yeah, Cogra.
So it's a Sharkies home ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to go Sharkies there.
Sharks should put a score on them. Saturday night, Panthers, Tigers. Cracker game first round. There's a bit of emotion there. Uppy, game breaker, won that game for them. You'd
Yep.
have to say. Buddy's out. And Kickout's
so is
out.
Kickout, the Fijian Flyers.
There's a big losses for the Panthers.
But the good news is Brian To'o is back.
But even better news, Harry Grant, he's back, baby.
I think
Back for the Tigers.
He was having nightmares about Uppy ever since, I think.
But Uppy's not there.
That's all right. I think Mitch Kenny can do the job.
They do the job. Yeah, I remember I tipped against them when there was a few out. I live to regret that for the rest of the season.
To be honest, I'm surprised Tyrone May didn't get a starting role for that hooker role.
Just a bit of an X factor coming off the bench there.
Yeah. Did you know Liam Martin is only like 22 years old?
How gun is he? How crazy is
He
he?
doesn't look 22.
It looks about 32.
He looks about 27, 28. Isaiah Yo's playing probably the best footy he's ever played. Fisher Harris is at lock.
Yeah, he switched it up a bit.
Fisher Harris is at lock. Isaiah Yo second row, and Moses Leota starting.
One change. That's a big. That affects the whole bloody forward pack. You're not gonna go against the Panthers, are you?
They haven't given me a reason to go against them yet, so I'll go Penrith.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Penrith. They'll continue on that winning run. Tigers. After last week, goodbye, as they say.
Bye bye.
Sunday afternoon.
They don't have a stadium for this game.
Who?
Storm, Manly.
Yeah, Sunshine Coast.
It says TBA on that.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be at Amy Park, but they've moved up there.
Okay.
Sunshine Coast, Storm, Sea Eagles, Cameron Smith, Cameron Munster, Jerome Hughes, they're all back. Big ins. Sea Eagles, basket case. The only big in for them I'm hearing is Albo Pawadi's going to start at fullback after that whole fiasco with his dad
Oh really?
and the club. So he's back from the Warriors. He was loaned there. They brought him back about a week later, and now he's going to make his debut.
I saw enough.
I don't understand why they sent him away in the first place. Storm, I mean, they were like, for a loss last week, they're pretty good. They were in the game the whole time.
To be honest, they
got unlucky.
Yeah, I think they got a bit of harsh calls. If some of those calls didn't go against them, it would have been a much tighter game. They would have had more to play for.
Yeah.
I think Storms will win that.
Manly was so bad last week, eh?
F- 56-10.
I've never seen them play like that
56
in a
10 or
while.
56-16, I think.
Something like that. I think
Yeah.
16. But they have never seen a worse performance from them in a long time.
It's hard for those Manly players. I don't know what's going on. Obviously, they've got injuries, but to be honest, there's not many injuries, eh? It's just turbo.
Still got that 4-pack, but man, and
That's what
it's
I'm
just
saying.
it's very weird. They were good for the 8 minutes, and then they didn't touch the ball for 20 minutes. But it was very poor. It was unmanly like. Up is looking like a big loss there,
Well,
big time.
It's unfortunate that Manasseh is not playing.
Manasseh, obviously. Sunday night, actually, Raiders,
6:30.
Bulldogs. Sunday night footy's back by popular demand at Canberra. The Bulldogs, I just want you to hear this one for a sec. Luke Thompson, Remus Smith and Lafai, Avarillo have all been dropped. Lachlan Lewis is back. Montoya and Watene Zelezniak. And Tolman.
To that guy that told us to respect Tolman, shut up.
Yeah, please stop it. Stop
Come
embarrassing
on, man.
yourself.
Kerrod Holland. Every damn week I see Kerrod Holland on the list. I have to go to a 9-to-5 job, and this Kerrod Holland is rorting Bulldogs.
Preach.
Kerrod, honestly, go buy the lottery because you're the luckiest man I've ever seen in my life. Honestly. Surely that's not the best they have. Surely Kerrod Holland is not the best that they can.
And
come up
apparently he's better than Remus Smith. He's better than Tim Lafai, who they just bought and dropped. I'm done with him.
with. So they fast-tracked Luke Thompson to Australia to drop him. He stayed in isolation for 2 weeks, trained by himself for 2 weeks, so they could get dropped.
Yep.
And who takes his spot?
Good old Tolman. Good old Aiden Tolman. He's looking for. He was upset during the week or 2 weeks ago.
Dean Bree. I didn't care who your dad was.
You want to hear something? He was upset 2 weeks ago that Trent Barrett hasn't contacted him. Aiden Tolman. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Aiden, look. I don't not like you. Okay, I like you.
Good man.
It's my doubt that you have anything left to offer to this specific Bulldogs team. Right? You might be able to go to another club, and that experience would rub off really well amongst the players, and it will work for that team.
Brisbane.
But with the Bulldogs, you don't have anything else to offer. Trent Barrett is, if I know anything, which probably I don't, but if I do, Trent Barrett should not call you at all. Maybe he'll give you like a steak for leaving the club, but that's about it. Aiden, you've done your time, mate.
It's time to go. It's time to go.
You've been taking enough money from the Bulldogs.
Canberra.
Oh, obviously. Are you kidding me?
Anyway, bold prediction, just quick. Next Broncos coach from next season. Who do you think they'll pick? Who do you think they should pick?
Who do I think they should pick? Well, who's left? Other than Paul Green and Kevin Walters.
Anthony Griffin, Todd Payton,
That Warriors coach.
Dean Pay.
I wouldn't do that to Tony. I would not do that to Tony.
Dean Pay for the Broncos. Hashtag Dean Pay for the Broncos.
To be honest, I'd probably try getting Wayne Bennett back.
Look, his son-in-law is going to be the CEO. Doesn't like his father-in-law. They got issues. But I know what you mean.
I don't know, man. It's a tough one for the Broncos. Maybe
They should bring him back. He'll fix the mess like that.
I think he'd get them back in the A at least.
Easily.
So
So Wayne Bennett,
I don't think that will happen.
but you think
But
that
I
should
think
happen?
that should happen.
I think Kevin Walters should be. I think just Queensland coach. They all love him up there. Alfie's little mate. They'll be the 1-2 punch there. They'll bring it back. They'll bring it back to prosperity for a bit.
Bulldogs tried that. Bulldogs tried bringing one of their own in.
But they brought a guy that was. What did he do before that? You know?
What has Kevin done other than Origin? Like you're telling me one of the best.
I get it.
Queensland teams.
I understand that, but again, it's just I think Dean Pay walked out on the Bulldogs. I don't know if you remember me saying that. He walked out on the Dogs. He's a traitor. I don't know why they brought him back. He went to
Family
Parramatta.
club.
He went to Parramatta. Get out of my face, man.
It's a family
Kevin
club.
Walters is a true Bronco at heart, and he was promised a job, and they stuffed him. Now it's time to bring him in. Kevin Walters for the Broncos.
What about where's Craig Bellamy?
Retired
Is he?
next year. That's about it. Thank you, Abbas. Thanks for coming
Simon.
back. I don't have to call
pleasure.
missing persons unit again. Thank God.
Nah.
And
you got my number actually. You don't have to call missing persons.
I don't know. He didn't answer. Zach, thanks, mate.
It has not been a pleasure, Zach.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you, man. Go get help. Thanks for listening. See you next week.